What's happening, guys? Decided to just not gonna do anything today. It's Sunday. I was digging around, cleaning up, looking at my approach to this. This one seems, it was just as bad as the other side. The cowl too. I haven't really dug into it too much. The drop-off panel is beat. The door, yesterday I said we were just messing around. I'm gonna reskin it. This thing it's way past its prime. It's just too far gone. Not just that, I guess somebody took a screwdriver to the keyhole opening and they just dented it all in and tore it. So other than that, this was just it was a reconnoiter day today. This one's going to be a lot worse than the other side. If you haven't noticed, I mean, there's an eighth inch of Bondo on this, and you can actually see well, yeah, I can see it, but I don't know if the camera's picking it up. The seam stops way up here. This one's going to be tricky. I don't know if I'm going to be able to get this one. Reasons being is the skin, the passenger side of the car. I had the actual turn in here on the edge of the lip, so this was actually all intact. This one was cut all the way up and around, and I guess I don't know, the guy that was doing the work, I guess he was already trying to fix it. I mean, he's scribed in here, and I don't know, this one's going to be real tricky. There's not much metal back here for me to weld to. There's a huge hole here. Before the other side, I had all this whole side here to work with, so I had a bunch of steel. I don't have it on this one. It's definitely sagged. That's gonna have to be addressed. But this whole edge here, this is gonna be really scary for me. I hope I don't mess this up. I might be putting a whole quarter panel in, which is not what I'm wanting to do. Like I said, it's a budget build. I don't know if I did mention in my other video before, I had a gap on my door. It was like, it's pretty prevalent. I mean, and this one's kind of tightened down. I was trying to figure out why this was happening, and I was taking some measurements on this windshield pillar arm. I took a tape measure, and I measured right from this hard seam, and I brought my tape measure down to the bottom here, and I have a 5/8 of an inch discrepancy between that column, that pillar arm, and this one. That one's shorter by 5/8 of an inch because I took a tape measure and I did the same thing, and it's 5/8 of an inch short, which is why I'm having such a big gap. I mean, there's still going to be some adjustment in the door, but it's pretty big. So I was curious, and I went and looked at this side of my 73, and the gap is pretty good too. It's not bad. Works for me. Then you come around to the driver's side of the car. Never leave doors open like that. Hurt yourself. And the gap's a little bit bigger, a lot bigger. So I don't know if this is a factory thing. If you can see the fender in the door at the top. I mean, this is a little wide here, and then the gap goes down nice. I mean, this was like my first car that I worked with, and worked on. Alright, 6 minutes. I think that's long enough. Just giving it a heads up. Rob, your car is actually, that thing is coming out sweet. And like I posted on your page, I am really jealous. You're so close to paint. Taste it. You can smell the paint. But you're doing a hell of a job. And that Chevelle, I gotta say, by far, that thing is sweet. Sweet. You got two wicked nice rides. And yeah, I just thought I'd share that with you. Yeah, I'm just gonna look and see, maybe I'm gonna grab some more of this coil stock, but but I'm going to make a cardboard or a paper template first of what I have to cut out, and then I'll actually use this to shape and see how well these radius and turnouts, because this is all pitted way up, and I might have to cut back to this point or back to this point, drop down, come across, and then down across here. This stuff, it's pitted, but I took my hammer to it. Where's the pick hammer? It's solid though. You know what I mean? It's not punching any holes through it. So I think I might put some Everglass on there, some Tiger Hair, or maybe the metal to metal. Fill this up. It's solid. So, but I am gonna tie into this here, and this whole radius section here is gonna be a little tricky. They have between this windshield, I don't even know what the hell they call this thing here. Well, I know this is the part of the upper part of the dash. I don't know what this is. Between this and there's another structural piece of steel below this. There's like a, it's almost like a padding. What would any of you guys recommend to keep the bounce out of this? What I did on that one was, and I don't know if I did it, that's the proper way to do it, but I had drilled a hole and I just pumped in seam sealer as much as I could, because I know the windshield sits on this, and if you get some vibration and stuff, I don't know if that's going to have an issue with the windshield cracking or whatnot, but it seems like they have, it's almost like sound deadening or some type of shock absorption for that purpose. Does anybody know, would you try to put some seam sealer like I did on the other side back in, or is it okay if I just leave it out when I cut this whole section out and don't worry about replacing it? I don't know if it's fire resistant or fireproof. Should I just leave it in place and weld over it? I don't know. Just looking for some sort of guidance and advice. And with that, I'll leave you there. Okay, thanks guys. Have a nice weekend. Have a nice week. See ya.